Up and out we go. Another fantastic start.
That is not what you're supposed to do when you fly.
Now, final 16, that's where the action's at. That's where I want to be, and I'm there, baby.
That's too high. 37 to 38.
37, 38.
Different battery.
Gold star on the track, super flowy, like it doesn't feel like a battery burner.
So we're gonna change out an entire drone here this morning.
Your 2023 champion from Lincoln, Nebraska, Jacob Bowler, Scorcher is your champion.
Reigning MultiGP champion, MCK FPV is on the sidelines getting ready to fly with FPV GAN.
Hey guys, I'm joined here by MCK, the returning champion, also the TQ coming into the top 16, and he's sporting this gorgeous looking MultiGP jersey here with the 22, looking for an upgrade tonight. He's also had a huge year, on fire, the DRL World Champion. Won the International Open, won the Ice Storm race, Also the FAI World Championship. How you feeling tonight, dude?
I'm feeling excited, and everyone looks so fast, and I especially love the LED track, so I really cannot wait for the race.
And I've seen some of your videos. You don't do much practice. Do you? What kind of practice are you doing to lead up to one of these?
Oh, I don't practice at all. I'm just kidding. But like, actually, I practice like every single day for FAI race, also for MultiGP champs, and you know, like in the brackets, I'm getting really nervous. So hope I really don't crash, but especially not mid-air. Hopefully.
Yeah. With you, I'm not sure what's more true. Do you like winning more or not losing?
Oh, I guess it's the same thing, but I guess I would take a winning a race. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, we're about to see some epic racing, so let's get to it.
There he is. Does he get another jersey? A bunch of racing to get through here tonight. We are racing on an LED line track. It posed dual purpose earlier today in the daylight. Now it's an LED track. It was designed by our good friend Colby Curtola, SFPV. And before we go green with match number 1, let's take a look at the track for the 2023 MultiGP Championship. We go up through this other gate and over the tunnel. Section 1 is pretty much done. As we come out of there, a step down through Beta FPV, over to this sweeper around the flags on the back left-hand side of the field. As we go up to the skies, now over to our pole dancer. We're familiar with that one, around the top and around and through. Thanks to Gem Fan on that one. Over the hurdle section. Now this is the tightest dive on the track. Watch as we go through Emax and then immediately a hard left through Tattu. That's drop gate number 1, dive gate number 1. Well, if you thought that one was tough, we're going to follow up here with Hobby Wing in just a moment. As we go up to the skies, it is kind of like an air carousel, and now a yaw spin down through Hobby Wing, back through Tattu, dive gate number 2. Over to our third and final section. This is the extended tsunami section. A sweeper to the right, lining things up with HD0, and then to our TBS speed trap, where we saw speeds of 108 miles an hour posted by our record holder, Leviathan. And that is a look at the track that we're featuring tonight, the 2023 Drone Racing Championship. Well, heat number 1 is getting set to fly. In this one, we're going to feature one of our bump ups from the B main, and that is going to be Pino from Massachusetts. Qualifying 11th here this week, J-Box from Texas. Qualifying number 6 spot this week, Propsicle. And Min Jae Kim of Korea, the number 3 seed this week. Last year, he was top 6 in pro. He's in the top 16, and that journey is about to commence. Match number 1 on our program. We're going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. This is a way to start a championship. Lots of racing over the course of 5 days, and it comes down to these last 14 matches and maybe a few more as we are chasing Pino. Then you got Min Jae, 1 and 2. Now we're stretching things out a little bit, our entire field, and now look like issues. We're going to slide Min Jae up in the number 1 spot. He's about to go into lap number 2. That was 94 miles an hour, a 20-second lap time. He's got the field by 3.7. Propsicle and J-Box right now in a battle for second, third. Top 2 going up in our winner's bracket, bottom 2 in our consolation bracket, and we get Pino onto that lead lap. Still chasing Min Jae, who just went on his lid. He's trying to get back up again. He had 3.7 seconds to spare, and looks like he's still able to hold him off as he got Propsicle and J-Box now on top of Min Jae. A 3-way push for the lead. They're out of the tunnel. They're over the tunnel and racing to the top here. 3-way battle for those 2 positions to advance to our final, and we just lost Min Jae. It's J-Box and Propsicle right now. It looks like Propsicle just ahead of J-Box. As we have Pino getting into the mix. It's not going to be enough. Propsicle with the win of match number 1. 3 laps in 69 seconds. J-Box pulling up the number 2 spots. 3 laps a minute 12, 2.8 seconds back in the number 2 spot. Third going to go to Pino, able to get that third lap in when it was all said and done. And fourth to Min Jae. And, of course, we await our officials on that one. First race run at 7:32 in the evening, right on time. Drone kickoff time. Here in this first round, we're going to bump them up, and results are unofficial up to this point. But we'll take Propsicle and J-Box to match number 6. No channel changes. Pino and Min Jae to match number 5. No channel changes. No channel changes. Of course, awaiting word. And they have confirmed results are official. After 1, no changes. We are moving on. Taking Pino and Min Jae down into our redemption bracket. Propsicle and J-Box into our winners bracket. Lots of money on the line. When we get to that Final 4, we'll be playing Chase the Ace. We'll be running that Final 4 repeatedly until someone gets 2 wins. We'll be awarding $15,000 in that final round or final rounds that we'll get to. We're at match number 2. There he is. Hero of the game, WIldType on the right-hand side. Qualifying in the number 26 spot. That was second from the top of the C main. Advancing his way from the C main, qualifiers 25 to 36, to the B main with qualifiers 13 to 24, into our championship top 16. The remaining 15 pilots in our top 16 tonight were in the top 16 in qualifying. WIldType with a gain of 10 positions through the brackets. With him is Screecher of Ohio, 10th in qualifying this week. Leviathan, 7th in qualifying this week, and the fastest speed in our TBS speed trap at 108 miles an hour. And the number 2 seed, Hyper, from Melbourne, Florida, by way of Citrus Springs, Florida. Number 1 on the list, the global qualifying leaderboard to make it 2 champs. And number 2 in qualifying here this week. He was 38.07. 38.07 on his fastest 2 laps consecutive. Min Chen Kim, MCK FPV, our TQ, was 37.0 on his fastest 2 laps consecutive for the TQ. That's a second off. That's half a second a lap. What was third? Min Jae was third, 39.3. Good point, Hyper. Hyper was 1.3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field in second. Thank you for the coaching. And half a second off of the TQ time per lap. Now, in his second last pack on the track in qualifying, his times were fast enough to exceed the TQ, but wasn't able to combine them. But that's part of the journey to get here. Number 2 seed, highest seed in this heat. It's not about individual lap times. It's the first to 3. This is going to be a good one to watch right here. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. We're up and at him. Whole shot going to go to Leviathan, fastest in the speed trap, and he's right now leading the charge. But these pilots know the race isn't won on lap number 1. It is the first and second to 3 that'll advance in our winners bracket. Screecher's got a gear started right there, running in the number 2 spot. We're chasing Hyper here on the opening lap. Here is Hyper, Leviathan, Screecher, WIldType. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.5 seconds separating all 4 after 1. Chasing the number 2 seed, highest seed in this heat. Hyper on lap number 2 through that big section on the far side. It looks like Leviathan trying to catch up a little bit. He's got Hyper in his sights, but just going to try and get this one done in the number 2 spot. Hyper and Leviathan, 1 and 2, 1.2 seconds back. Screecher in third, 2.3 seconds back from the transfer position. WIldType is only 4 seconds back from our top 2 to advance. This is your championship top 16, match number 2 of many here tonight. A precursor to fast racing. Wave a checkered flag for Hyper. 3 laps, 1:04. 3:22 lap times, getting up to 84 miles an hour. Second going to go to Leviathan. He was just a businessman run right there, finishing up number 2 spot, 2.6 seconds back behind Hyper. Third going to go to WIldType, 9.5 seconds back from second in third. And fourth to Screecher in that one, as we get set to bump them up. Awaiting word that it's official, but right now we're going to take Hyper and Leviathan to match number 6. Channel change for Leviathan, going to race band 8. Leviathan to race band 8. That leaves us WIldType and Screecher. We got 2 channel changes, WIldType to race band 6, Screecher to race band 7. When they come back in match number 5. Channel changes for them. And that is match number 2 complete. Florida's checking. And Michelle with a good catch there. We're going to keep Screecher on race band 6. We're going to move WIldType to race band 7. Thank you, Michelle. Screecher will remain on race band 6. No channel change for him. WIldType to race band 7. That was match number 3 complete. Getting set for match number. That was match number 2 complete. Now we're at match number 3. I had to do some changing of my Ma right there. Ran out of a few lipos. Speaking about Ma, thank you to our friends at Tattu. With a high reputation in the market, Tattu batteries can be trusted to deliver stellar performance. genstattoo.com, where you can find them on the World Wide Web. Our thanks to them for their support in the MultiGP Championship. 824 pilots worldwide, attending one or more of those 121 global qualifiers. 8 countries represented here at the 2023 championship between our sport class and our pro class. Of course, home advantage to USA. I believe we have 3 pilots here from Germany, a number from Canada, a pair from Italy, 1 from Costa Rica, 1 from Chile, 3 from Korea, and 1 from Switzerland as well, comprising a roster of 8 countries, 60 pilots in pro. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 55 pilots in sport on Tuesday and Wednesday. And of course, in that opening package, you got the opportunity to see our champion of sport class, Scorcher, getting it done. Of course, all of our races, all of our mains across sport and into pro are saved for prosperity on the MultiGP YouTube channel, now with 10,000 subscribers. We're excited to have each and every one of you with us here tonight. We got that TBS Speed Trap. Our thanks to Team Black Sheep, Serious Toys, redefining the FPV hobby one flight at a time. Of course, they're well renowned in the industry for the Tracer, the Crossfire, those control links. And for analog pilots, also for that Unify video transmitter. Back when we were in all analog world, it was the most popular video transmitter that we were seeing at the races. Getting set for match number 3. We have our bump up from the B main. We got the Milkman with us. We met him in 2019. He was our reserve champion of the Sport Class Championship back in 2019 in Daytona. Since then, it's been top 15 in pro, top 20 in pro, top 15 in 2021, top 17 last year. We also got Engineer qualifying 12th this week. Last year was 11th. The year before was on our podium in the number 2 spot. Going to try and get back. We also got Neuchel here in match number 3. Last year hit that elusive podium so many times as a TQ on the global leaderboard and as our TQ over qualifying, and had that bad luck, but that bad luck came to an end a year ago when he finished up 3rd. And Drobot Racer will be your highest seed in this heat. Back in 2019, he was top 4. It's been top 10 every year since he's attended. We're about to go green with that roster. Match number 3. Good luck, pilots. Winner's bracket situation. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in lesson 5. Up and at him we go. Fantastic start. Drobot Racer with the whole shot. He's going to drop down to the number 2 spot as he's chasing Neuchel up in the number 1 spot. You got Neuchel in Drobot Racer's feed. They also have Engineer and the Milkman well within reach. Watching line of sight. All we see are 4 quads and a yaw spin of death there for the Milkman. Unfortunately, our winner of the B main crashing out here in this A main. And another chance a little bit later on in that redemption bracket. We're on lap number 2, still chasing Neuchel. You got Drobot Racer running right behind him. We just lost Engineer, who was about 0.6 of a second back, and now he's trying to turtle his mode back up, turtle mode his way back onto the lead lap. Now it's Neuchel ahead of Drobot Racer. They're 1 and 2. You hear the roar inside the pilot pits, as it's Drobot Racer now back in front of Neuchel. Neuchel has Drobot Racer in his sights. They're the last 2 flying right now. Just going to try and finish thing up. Drobot through that dive gate. Neuchel through the dive gate into the tsunami section and the speed trap with Drobot. Drobot across the line, 3 laps in 66. Getting up to 88 mile an hour through the TBS speed trap. And second going to go to Neuchel. They're no strangers to that final 4. And we just put them 1 step closer, taking them up in our winner's bracket. Third going to go to Engineer. 4th to our winner of the B main earlier this evening, the Milkman. So we'll take Drobot Racer and Neuchel up to match number 8, no channel changes. With Engineer and the Milkman to match number 7, no channel changes, no channel changes. And results are official. All the gates were traversed in the proper direction. There were no questions. Results official after match number 3. LED lined launch stands, a thing of beauty. These are actually Pro Launch Stands version 2. Thanks to Free for helping us out. We debuted these launch stands back in 2017, the MultiGP Championship at Reno Air Races. Captain Vanover was our champion. Pro Launch had come out with their launch stands, and they were eventually allowed in the rule book. And part of that encouragement to allow this type of launch stand, Pro Launch worked out a deal with MultiGP for launch stands at Champs, and they have traveled the world. And I told you this is V2. V1 is sitting in Muncie, waiting for the 2024 International Open. This is V2. Very similar. Free worked hard to get the design and get them welded, and cut, and put together. The difference between V1 and V2, for the most part, they have a dog leash. So that little extra bar that is in there that some quads need to stage, that is attached to each and every one of the Pro Launch stands. That was a big project. Our thanks to Free for his determination to get that one done in time for Champs. Looks like we are working on a gate out on the field. Match number 4 of the preliminary rounds. We have a bump up from the B main, 15th in qualifying this week. Top 25 last year, Proximo from Monroe, Ohio. 9th in qualifying this week, top 10 last year from Minnesota. It's Formula. And an international pilot qualifying 8th this week, 14th on the list, all the way from Germany. Competing in his first MultiGP championship, Clare FPV. And finally, your highest seed in this matchup, your top qualifier looking for Ironman mode engaged. The reigning MultiGP champion from South Korea, MCK FPV. His first time to fly here tonight. We're going green. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Big start underway. Whole shot going to Clare FPV. He was up in the #1 spot for just a little bit, but now it's MCK, then Clare, then Proximo, then Formula. Your running order here at the midway point. So, of course, we're looking for an Ironman win for MCK FPV. 19.5, 80 miles an hour on lap 1. Proximo and Clare, second and third, 0.3 of a second apart from each other. In Formula, the #4 spot, 3.8 seconds back from the transfer position to move on in our winner's bracket. We are on the gas. We're going fast. MCK FPV about to go on to lap #2, getting across with a 20. He had a 4-second lead. It's going to be a little longer as we bring Proximo across next. 1 lap to go. 5 seconds off our leader, but he's 4 seconds ahead of Formula and Clare in a two-way battle. They are in for 3rd and 4th. And we just lost Formula, moving Clare up into 3rd. But right now, it's all MCK and Proximo. Wave a checkered. Ironman mode is engaged for MCK FPV. His first win of the night. Second gonna go to Proximo. Our bump up from the B main. 4th in our B main final. 15th in qualifying this week. And he will move on in our winner's brackets. 3rd going to go to Formula, 4th to Clare FPV. And so we get set to move them on up and move them on out. MCK FPV with a channel change, MCK to race band 3 when you're back with Proximo in match #8. And into our consolation bracket, or redemption round, we'll take Formula and Clare FPV. Formula, I got a channel change for you, going to race band 1 when you come back with Clare in match #7. As match #4 in the books. For those on site, it is now last call for food with the AM vets. I want to thank Luann and her family for keeping us nourished over the course of the day. You guys want another hamburger or a hot dog? It is now last call at the food stand. Thank you to the AM vets for hanging out with us over the course of this event. All right, there's a look inside of our tunnel. We are here at the No Quarter Ranch in Citrus Springs, Florida. It's a great look of our launch stands. Our thank you to Matt and Michelle, Lead Boy, Lead Girl, our hosts for the 3rd consecutive time hosting the MultiGP Championship. We love coming to Citrus Springs. We love coming to the No Quarter Ranch. We add just a few tents and TVs, and it is a championship facility, a venue perfect for a championship, and we certainly appreciate all their hospitality, allowing some of our crew to be on site 24 hours a day throughout the entire Champs Week. And of course, this facility open year-round. Many pilots getting the chance to visit the No Quarter Ranch to practice for other events or even to attend a global qualifier. Thank you to Lead Boy, Lead Girl for your passion of the sport and your contribution, constant support of us with MultiGP and the entire drone racing community. Our thanks to the No Quarter Ranch. We're at match #5. 3rd and 4th will be eliminated It'll be ranked somewhere between 13th and 16th after we get through this stage of the redemption round. Top 2 will stay alive with a chance to make it to our final 4 to compete for their share of $15,000. The journey isn't done yet, but top 2 is what you need to do. Let's go green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Looks like issues there for Screecher and Pino. I was hearing the pilots calling out to request, but we don't call it back until we're down to 8 pilots. We still have 16 in the competition. And I'm not sure if they even got through the timing gate. I am not sure what happened there. They connected right off the block, so calls will be decided there as we watch Min Jae and WIldType working for us. They're 4 seconds apart. Min Jae, your leader, about 3 gates ahead of WIldType here on lap number 2. Still with another lap to go. White flag flying for Min Jae. WIldType getting across the number 2 spot. 1 more to go. They're the last 2 flying. And we will be discussing some things after this one. We'll talk about it why in just a second. But we get 3 up, 3 down for Min Jae. 3 laps in 68. And 3 for WIldType, 3 laps in 76. 7.4 seconds back. Well, our team is now going to go to work as we had 2 quads connect right off the launch stands, which there will have to be a decision there. The whole shot rule is not put in play until we're down to the final 8, match 11. And the rule book states when 2 quads go down on the same line, the one that are on the same lap, the one that'll advance is the one who goes through the most successful obstacles first. Neither of them getting across our start-finish line. And so it comes down to 2 pilots. Neither of them, he fell off the blocks. So what happened to Pino? He crashed second gate. So we're going to go results official on that. Min Jae and WIldType moving on up. Min Jae and WIldType moving to match number 9. And so, journey coming to an end here.
Okay.
For Pino, who was 3rd, Screecher, who is 4th, and that is going to put them somewhere 13th through 16th on our brackets. Coming up next, back to the winner's bracket we'll go with Propsicle, J-Box, Hyper, and Leviathan. I want to thank our friends at Torval. All your drone accessories or camera accessories in one place. All you need for your next adventure in one bag. Torval creating drone accessories with pilots for pilots with the help of friends and top drone pilots. Our young international team finds solutions to everyday drone carrying problems. Their mission is to make your next flight better. Whether you're passionate about racing, taking awesome pictures, or simply want to have fun, we enrich your flying experience. Thank you, Torval. Torval.com. We also want to thank Orca. Never stop flying. Orca is a company whose mission is to become the world's #1 technology provider for FPV and advanced remote reality applications by developing and enabling technology for next generation vision systems. We saw their 50 amp, I think a 4-in-1 that they're coming out with. Also their new flight controllers, their analog version, and their HD0 ready flight controller from Orca. Available very soon at Orca FPV, ORQAFPV.com. Our thanks to our friends at Orca being with us. One of our sponsors of the MultiGP Championship. Also want to thank our season sponsors powering MultiGP, such as Superior One Roofing. Why just have a regular roof when you can have a superior one? With over 40 years of experience installing roofs that stand out for their quality and durability. SuperiorOneRoofing.com with locations in Texas and Florida. Our thanks to them being one of our 2023 season sponsors. I want to thank HD0. Feel the HD resolution with near zero latency. They got the design for racing frames, 20 by 20, them 3 stack screws, and also got boards for freestyle as well. HD-0.com. And that's what we're seeing a bunch. I would say the vast majority, 70, maybe 80% of our pilots here, the MultiGP Championship, flying HD0. Our thanks to them for being one of our 2023 season sponsors. We also want to thank Beta FPV, breaking your imagination. Beta FPV, established in February 2017, dedicated to creating FPV drones and parts with superior quality by helping more people get into the FPV hobby and enjoy the joy of flying, speed, and exploration. Thank you to Beta FPV for your support as well. We want to thank our friends at Foxeer, established in 2014, located in Shenzhen, China, committed to R&D of FPV products, including cameras, HD action cameras, and more. Foxeer.com. We also want to thank Emacs. They've been with us since pretty much the very beginning with parts and accessories for your Tiny Hawk, Easy Pilot, Hawk Sport and Pro, with top customer support, 5-star trusted reviews, the lowest prices, direct from the manufacturer here in the USA, emax-usa.com. Take it to the max with Emacs. And finally, we want to thank another and final season sponsor. That's GemFan, comprehensive enterprise integrating R&D, design, production, and marketing as a whole. You're a fan, I'm a fan, we're all a fan of GemFan. Thanks to GemFan for their support. We're doing some work here behind the scenes, doing some RF checking. We had some issues with some video transmitters on an abundance of channels and overpowered, and we caught one in that last heat as we get set for match number 6. Well, we've been watching our friends in Australia with their mascot, which was a quokka. A quokka is a nice little animal, kind of looks like a little teddy bear. It's on an island called Rottnest Island on the northwest end of Australia, near Perth, on the far west side of WA. And that's quokka, that mascot of Team Australia, making lots of appearances in Korea and across Australia in the live streams as well. And Canada also is represented with their polar bear. See, we know these animals. Canada is with us. We got a bunch. We got Bend FPV, we got Rose and the rest of the Canadian team. And this is the Canadian mascot making an appearance, a polar bear. Seen in the Northland, representing country of Canada, rocking an HD0 bling belt and a true RC antenna. Of course, antennas from Canada even. Oh, Canada. And our thanks to our Canadians making the trip here to the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Let's go green. Pilots are working their way to the line. This is match number 6. We are in the winner's bracket. Top 2 advance to the semifinal of the winner's bracket. Bottom 2 go down to our redemption round. They've all been first or second so far tonight. We have the number 11 seed J-Box, the number 7 seed Leviathan, the number 6 seed Propsicle, and the number 2 seed Hyper. This could be a precursor to our final 4. They may meet again. Super fast pilots for the last couple of years. Super fast pilots this week. Super fast over the brackets. And we're going green to see what they can do now. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Off to the races we go. Leviathan with the whole shot, and right now just in front of the rest of the field, but it is 1, 2, and 3. Now Leviathan dropping number 2 spot as we're going to jump up to lead with Hyper now retaking a turn at the front of the pack. The rest of the field less than half a gate behind them. This one is intense as we're all intense watching it. Hyper, Leviathan, Propsicle, 1, 2, and 3, and here comes J-Box on that lead lap as well. We're getting up to speeds of 90 miles an hour in the TBS speed trap and continue to chase down Hyper. Even though he saw another quad in front of him, that was a lap back. Almost like he's lapping our field here right now. On the gas and going fast. One more lap to go. White flag flies for Hyper. 93 miles an hour. Propsicle and Leviathan battling it out here for second and third. Leviathan now crashing out. J-Box up in number 3 spot. And so we're going to gap him a little bit. Hyper is second ahead of Propsicle, and now J-Box in third, 3.9 seconds back. So still need to finish those laps as we wave a checkered flag for Hyper across the line. 3 laps in 63 for the win on that one. Getting up and over 100 miles an hour, 102.7 miles an hour on that last lap to win by 1.6 seconds over Propsicle in the number 2 spot. Then we drop 4.8 seconds back to J-Box finishing third, Leviathan in 4th. But that was a winner's bracket. Like I said, we may see them all meet again as their journey just goes in 2 different ways as we take Hyper and Propsicle up to the semifinal of the winner's bracket, match number 11, with J-Box and Leviathan going down to match number 9. No channel changes, no channel changes. That was match number 6, getting sent to go to our consolation bracket, round 1, match number 2, to decide who's finishing up in positions 13 through 16 and who's advancing further in the competition. We'll find out in just a few moments after we take a visit with our friends Emax and Beta FPV. 7 about to go green. It's a consolation round bracket. 3rd and 4th finish their journey, ranked somewhere between 13th and 16th. Top 2 advancing. Let's go green. Oh, stand by. We're at the Pro Class Championship. We have a quad on in the pits on channel number 7. If there was ever a time for a hammer, now would be it. No powering on in the pits. I remember my first drone race too. Well, maybe we have goggles on the wrong channel here. Should be a race band 7 5880 5880 megahertz. As he went in pit mode, we didn't see anything else coming in. Are we better? Let's go in green. Top 2 advance. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Up and at him we go. You saw a little bit of a different strategy there. We're looking for a little crashy, and so far everyone is clean, and there's the crashy formula going down. So maybe that delayed start there for the Milkman's going to pay off. Survival of the fittest. So far, there's another one going loosey-goosey. Engineer having to double back for the gate. It's Chryson, the Milkman, 1 and 2. Engineer in the number 3 spot, 9/10 of a second back. And we are watching them grind it out here. Now Chryson dropping back a position. Now Engineer with some issues. He's going to drop down into 3rd. As we take Chryson, Milkman, Engineer, 1, 2, and 3. Still another lap to go. On to lap number 3, we take Chryson. Milkman, 1.2 seconds back in number 2 spot. And here comes Engineer onto that lead lap, 3.7 seconds back from elimination. We'll see if he's able to make up for those mistakes earlier. Chryson FPV threw that big sweeper. The Milkman's right behind him. Engineer's going to try and reel them in, but will it be enough? Engineer now with a mistake. Pressure is off. Chryson stays alive. Germany, number 1. Milkman pulling up the number 2 spot. 1 for the US of A, staying alive in our consolation bracket redemption round, which is going to put Engineer in 3rd, Formula in 4th, and so final ranking will come in. We take everyone in match 5 and match 7 that's eliminated in our redemption round. We look at the 3rds, then we look at the 4ths, and we look at where they qualified. And results are official, race is clean, so it's going to be a send-off here from Champs for Formula in the number 15 spot in 2023, and Engineer in the number 13 spot overall in 2023, which is now deciding the fate for Pino, 14th overall, Screecher in 16th overall. The tail end of the 2023 MultiGP Championship as we're at the midway point. That is match number 7 complete. Coming up, we go back to the winners bracket. But first, our good buddy FPV Gan is off on the sidelines, and he has our Chief Operating Officer Claire with him to talk a little bit more about our MultiGP STEM Alliance.
Hey guys, I'm here joined with Clare Canizaro from MultiGP to learn a little bit more about the STEM Alliance. Now, Claire, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your goals with the STEM Alliance.
Sure, absolutely. So MultiGP, of course, our goals are to share the exciting sport of drone racing with everyone. And in 2020, we expanded that commitment and created the MultiGP STEM Alliance with a few partners, the Drones in School program and the Collegiate Drone Racing Association. And we provide free curriculum, training, and competition opportunities for middle school, high school, and college level. And we are hoping to create that UAS pipeline. So we start them young, we get them excited about this industry, and then they can do it as a hobby. They can become passionate about what they're doing, take any part of that STEM program, learn and grow engineering, CAD design, 3D printing, flying drones, line of sight, head-to-head racing, you name it. The program is able to give them an opportunity to do all of that, and then it carries them through middle school, high school, college level, and then they can go on, join a MultiGP chapter, and then potentially even a career in drone racing or cinematography if they like. So we're trying to really make sure they have those opportunities.
So cool, Claire. And I know that there's even guys here who are either mentoring in programs, this program or programs like it, or have actually come through these programs to get to where we are tonight. So it's really awesome. Check out that on multigp.com/STEM. And let's get back to some racing, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, FPV GAN. Great program. That MultiGP STEM Alliance in partnership with the Collegiate Drone Racing Association and Drones in School. Of course, results official on that last one. We bumped Chrysler FPV and the Milkman to match number 10. That's a break of 2. And no channel changes, no channel changes. We have 2 pilots already in our semifinal, the winner's bracket. That's Hyper and Propsicle, as we will race the next 4 here in match number 8 to see who will join them in the semifinal of the winner's brackets. In this one, we have the number 15 seed, Proximo, coming in our winner's bracket. The number 5 seed this week, Neukel. The number 4 seed, Drobot Racer. And our top qualifier with Ironman mode engaged, MCK FPV. The reigning MultiGP champion has won his first bracket race. When we get to the end, match number 14. If MCK FPV has won all of his races to that point, we will run our final 4 once. If he pulls a 2nd, 3rd, or a 4th over this race, the next one, or even the next one after that, then it'll go to extra innings. Ironman mode engaged. Your ace to chase once again, MCK FPV. It's on Proximo, Neukel, Drobot Racer to either advance to the semifinal of the winner's bracket or to already make the call for extra innings tonight. Good luck. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. We're watching another one of those standard starts there. That is part of the strategy. Of course, want to make sure there's a low risk of mid-airs here at the very start. And out front, MCK FPV going to try and do it in 4 races. His second MultiGP title as he is across the line, 19-0, 88 miles an hour. But Neukel, 0.8 of a second behind him. Drobot Racer, 0.3 of a second behind him. And Proximo is less than 2 seconds off of our leader after 1. No guarantees in drone racing, no guarantees in this heat. Let's see if Neukel and Drobot are able to reel him in this time. There's MCK, 1 more to go. Neukel, 0.8 of a second back. Drobot is 1.1 behind their leader, and Proximo is only less than 4 seconds off of our leader here to push it to extra innings later on tonight. Getting set to wave a checkered flag. It's still MCK, but they're close to him. Neukel's trying, Drobot's trying. Let's go to the checkered line. It's MCK. 3 laps in 61. 1 second back is Drobot Racer, and 0.05 of a second behind him is Neukel in the number 3 spot. Let's, of course, say results are unofficial on that one, because when our RSSI timing is shows us 0.05, we do want to double check. We have League OS with us here tonight, powering our replays as we scrump to the end to see that finish. And the finish here between Drobot Racer and Neukel. Again, Drobot Racer in second, Neukel in third by 0.05. We just want to confirm that finish and appreciate that finish on the screen. And you can see the difference there between the top left and the bottom left. Scrubber back just a hair. This is what 0.05 looks like. 0.05 right there. Drillbot in the top. He gets across 0.05 seconds later. Neukel gets across frame by frame. 60 plus frames right there. And the video, the tail of the Memorex, will match the tail of the 8-way. So we'll take MCK and Drillbot Racer up to the semifinal of the winner's bracket. Channel change for Drillbot Racer. Race band 8 is where we're going to take you. And so looks like we have a channel change for Neukel, right? Neukel goes to, that's 2. That's 2 is 6. So channel changes for Neukel and Proximo. Neukel to race band 1. No, Neukel's on race band 6. Proximo goes to race band 1. Proximo to race band 1. Neukel, you can stay where you're at as you guys are back in match number 10 as match number 8 is complete. Talking about burning those we had a rule here at the 2023 edition of the MultiGP Championship, a rule that has been enforced, well, it's been in the rule book since the beginning and enforced here at Champs, and that is that all lipos cannot be charged beyond 3.45 volts a cell. Again, that rule has always been in play. Has it been enforced? Not always. Results are not official on the last one, they tell me. They are reviewing something. Again, 3.45 volts a cell, 4.35 volts a cell. And now more numbers coming in. Results official on that last one. So 4.35 volts per cell was the limit. That's in our rule book. Has it been always enforced? Not really. But at Champs, we had one charging table under a tent. And so to prevent the risk of fires, it was actually maintained over the course of this event. And some people needing that little extra push at other events. But if you need that guarantee of no sag, Tattu has the best reputation in the market. Tattu can be trusted to deliver stellar performance, high capacity, high discharge rate, design and pack assembly, along with battery manufacturing. Thank you, Tattu, for their support of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. You can find out more about them at jenstattoo.com. We also want to thank Team Black Sheep Serious Toys, redefining the FPV hobby one flight at a time. Team-blacksheep.com, bringing us our TBS Speed Trap. Here tonight, I got a text message from my son, Just J FPV, young Marshall, watching a few of the live streams earlier, asking me, what is this speed trap? Is there a limit that they can go? Or what does that mean? Like, he knows speed traps. That's usually what we talk about right before Dad gets a ticket. Dang, it was a speed trap. Now, Team Black Sheep bringing us our speed trap here at Champs, and that measures the distance over time between the TBS speed trap gate and our MultiGP Championship start-finish gate. It's calculated out, and we saw a record of 108 mile an hour by Leviathan. We saw MCK break 100 miles an hour not too long ago. And we are showing you those speed trap times in our live stream as they happen. Powered by a live time scoring engine. Our official timing and scoring partner of MultiGP. We're at match number 8. Couple last minute adjustments going in play. Sorry, match number 9 is where we're at. And so when we get 3rd and 4th, we're at the same stage of the redemption round in our next 2 heats. So 3rd in this heat or the next heat will be 9th and 10th. 4th in this heat and the next heat will be 11th and 12th, the tiebreaker where they qualified. Top 2 advancing further in our competition, our race program, with a chance to redeem themselves out of this redemption bracket and into our final 4. Our final 4 guaranteed at least $1,000 for their efforts. 4th with $1,000, 3rd with $2K. Your reserve champions getting $4K. We'll go all the way up to $8,000 to the champion of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Our pilots are getting set to fly. Redemption round is where we're at. Match 9. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Another excellent start. We're down to our final 12 pilots of the 16 making it to the no quarter ranch. And we are chasing, looks like Leviathan right now, the early leader, but this one's a close one. He's going to drop to the number 2 spot. I'm going to put maybe J-Box up there, maybe WIldType. Let's get him on to lap number 2. Leviathan, Min-J, J-Box, WIldType, your running order. Chasing Leviathan. He's at the top of the tower. Min-J still running second. So now pressure on J-Box and WIldType to make something happen in the next lap. It's Leviathan and Min-J, 1 and 2. There's J-Box running in the number 3 spot. He's 3.9 seconds off. And WIldType getting on to that last lap as well. The third and final lap. And the win gonna go to Leviathan. Min-J pulling up second, 0.5 of a second back. And J-Box third. So that one will be under review. We had a couple of misreads, double reads on race band 7. And because we had some extra laps up there, I was deleting, so might need Focus to slide in to do a full CSI, but someone was reading on 2 channels. Someone was ringing WIldType's laps. So results unofficial. Of course, they will review the timing data, they'll review the video data, figure out just what was going on there. Unofficially, we have Leviathan first, Min-J second, J-Box third, and WIldType fourth. And those results are unofficial. May need to replay the tape there between J-Box and WIldType for third and fourth. We also may need to see who is ringing the lap times. That'd be on Focus to take over the controls. Do that CSI to see who is ringing twice. And we should impound all 4 quads on that. That's match number 9. Again, unofficial results coming in, pending further review. That's match number 9. We're back with the second race at this round of the Redemption Bracket, right after a few words from our great partners, Finz and Orca. things out here on the sidelines. Of course, we want to thank some of our great sponsors, such as Superior One Roofing. That's Chris Thomas's company that has been with us since the very beginning. One of the largest, if not the largest, supporter of MultiGP. So sometimes you need your own company if you're going to sponsor the organization. And so this year, Chris Thomas's daughters and son, that's Wyatt, Savannah, and Rachel, were tasked to help us find a few more partners for the 2023 MultiGP Championship. And they weren't able to find any more Radio Masters and Tattoos and 533s of the world. So they did what their dad did, and that was found a few companies to help us put together champs. So our thanks to them for their ingenuity. We wish them the best of luck with their new business ventures. And we want to thank our newest sponsors, Taco Eaters. You got tacos, we will eat them. 977 Burrito 555. And you know, every billionaire has over 7 lines of income. That's in every get-rich-quick book that you get. You need more than 1 line of business. So when you open one, why not open 2? Take over an entire industrial block. So after you have tacos, you may attract some rodents. We also want to thank Rodent Wranglers. We will wrangle your rodents out of town. 569 Rodent Wranglers. One of their great businesses. And my favorites.
That's the quads you just cleared before we put them on the stands. Yeah, but after they ran it.
And we've had lots of giggles over the course of these last 5 days, and that is Snake Slappers. Thanks to Snake Slappers. Got a snake? They will slap it. 321 Snake 0050. Now, these posters were all over the flight line, the pilot pit area behind the scenes, and not only come up with the business, the phone number, the business plan, but they didn't use a photocopier. They actually made all of these posters in triplicate or then more. Our thanks to them, a lot of fun. Their contribution to the 2023 MultiGP Championship. They were visiting with us on Tuesday during qualifying for Sport Class. And now, as always, one of our 10,000 subscribers watching at home on the MultiGP YouTube channel. And, of course, we thank them for their continued support. Part of our MultiGP family. I mean, they're the family at the top of the family. Our royal family of drone racing. We're at match number 10. Proximo, Neukel, the Milkman, and Kryson FPV. 3rd and 4th are going to finish up 9th through 12th. Top 2 will advance a little further in the competition, maybe into our final 4. Good luck, pilots. Destiny is in your thumb tips. We're going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Off to the races we go. Kryson making a big move there for the whole shot, but a yaw spin at the end of the tunnel as he drops into the number 2 spot. And we are chasing Neukel, then the Milkman, then Kryson, then Proximo here on this opening lap. The first one, and with another 2 to go. How about some lead changes? We bring them around. There's Neukel. We just sound like Proximo hitting something at the end of the front straight. He was in second. That moves Kryson up to second. The Milkman into third. Proximo now back of the pack, going to try and climb his way up. Still 2 laps to do it as we continue to chase Neukel. Then the Milkman, 1 and 2. Proximo and Kryson, 3 and 4. Top 2 advance. There's Neukel. 1 more to go for him. Here comes Proximo, Kryson in a battle for second, third. And don't count out the Milkman. He gets on that lead lap. 2 seconds back from the transfer position. Continuing to chase Neukel. No one in front of him. Watching Proximo and Kryson. They're grinding it out for that number 2 spot, that second transfer position. We lost the German pilot. He goes down. And so breathing room for Proximo. Neukel getting the win to move on to match number 12. Proximo pulling up second. Looks like 4 seconds back in the number 2 spot. And the Milkman 2.3 seconds back behind him. And that is going to give Kryson FPV 4th when it's all said and done. Awaiting words, though, from our officials to ensure that it's all good behind the scenes. We have judges on each channel. And with no word as yet, we'll bump Neukel and Proximo up to match number 12. Proximo, channel change for you, going to race band 7. Proximo Race Band 7. Neukel, no channel change when they're back in match number 12. And that is where our journey now coming to an end. And they tell me results are official. And so this is where the journey comes to an end. Finz FPV, the pilot making it the trip here from Germany. 14th on the list, 8th in qualifying this week, finishing up in the number 11 spot in the world. Our congrats to him, a big finish. The Milkman finishing up. He bumped up from our B main into our A, 16th in qualifying this week, and his journey coming to an end in the number 10 spot overall. Not bad. That's his best finish here in pro class. He's been top 20 the last 2 years, and now year number 3, finishing in the number 10 spot in pro. So that means results are now in. Positions locked for J-Box. J-Box going to finish up in 9th overall, as he was eliminated at this stage of the redemption round, and WIldType will finish up in the number 12 spot. That was our bump up from the C main to the B main, qualifying 26th this week. What a big move for WIldType, 26th to 12th. Great way to finish strong.
It was a grind, that was for sure.
Well, we're eliminating some pilots, and again, some big finishes. Top 16 in the world. And we have one of those pilots off to the sidelines with our FPV GAN.
Guys, join me here with WIldType, who's had an absolutely incredible couple days here of racing. Started off today in the C main, advanced to the B main, then the A main. It finished out in 12th spot. WIldType, tell us a little bit about your racing here this couple days.
There's just something about this venue that just makes you want to go. And once you get comfortable, you just go fast.
And is there anyone out there you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely want to thank my sponsors. Thank you, Beta FPV. Thank you, GemFan. Thank you, Foxeer. There's a handful of people that I could thank. Thank my mom. Thank AKFPV. Thank you, everybody in the Arizona field. This is completely unexpected, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well, you showed you absolutely earned it. It was so incredible to watch you race and just move your way up through those mains. So we're looking forward to seeing you next year, dude.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
I'll get a photo.
Congratulations, WIldType, and thank you, FPV GAN, with that sideline interview with WIldType, one of the heroes of the game, climbing up that ladder and finishing in the number 12 spot, a gain of, looks like 14 positions for the course of this event. It's a semifinal of the winner's bracket. Whole shot rule now in play for the balance of our competition, as we're now down to the final 8. And here in our semifinal, the winner's bracket, no surprises who we see. We have someone who's in the top 4 in 2019, top 10 pilot each and every year from California, Drobot Racer. We also have one of the top seeds of the game. 2 years ago was on our podium, the number 3 spot. That is Propsicle, 6th in qualifying this week, and he finds himself in the semifinal, the winner's bracket. And our hometown pilot, Hyper, 2nd in qualifying this week by a mere half a second a lap. He too is in our semifinal, the winner's bracket, along with our Iron Man, our reigning multi-GP champion. MCK FPV has won all of his bracket races and is looking to get one more win tonight to have Iron Man mode engaged going into our final 4. If Propsicle, Hyper, or Drobot Racer win this race, it is guaranteed that we will go to extra innings when we get to the end of the program. It'll be a full chase the ace. We'll run our final 4 repeatedly until someone gets 2 aces, 2 wins, and they get the jersey, the podium, and the $8,000 for the title of champion. However, if one of the other 3 pilots unseat MCK FPV, Ironman mode is disengaged. If MCK FPV wins this race, when we get to the final 4, he will only need to win that first race. He's got Ironman. Will he have it at the end of the next 90 seconds? We're about to find out. Semi-final, the winner's bracket going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. What a screaming start there. Almost hurts the ears when you go full stick, full send. And we started second, back to 4th here with Hyper, but the field is pretty tight. Watching MCK FPV, he is leading the charge. Then you got Drobot, then Propsicle, then Hyper, 1, 2, 3, 4. As we got MCK and Drobot 1.1 seconds apart, 1 and 2. Hyper 2.3 seconds back from him, and Propsicle 2.4 seconds back behind him. Right now, it's all MCK FPV. They're exceeding speeds of 80, 90 miles an hour with 1 lap down, 2 to go. Now 1 to go for your leader, MCK. 84 miles an hour. Drobot Racer still within 2 seconds. Hyper running 3rd, 2 seconds behind him. And then here comes Propsicle. He gets on that lead lap as well. Ironman mode is still engaged for the next little bit. Will he be able to hold on to it? Our reigning multi-GP champion goes into our final with Ironman. MCK with the win, 3 laps in 60.4. Drobot Racer also in our final 4, 2.3 seconds back in 2nd. Hyper in 3rd, 1.9 seconds behind them. And that is going to put Propsicle in 4th. When it's all said and done with our semi-final of our winner's bracket. So, no stranger to our final 4. Drobot Racers back in our final 4. And MCK FPV is in our final as well with Ironman mode engaged.
That was someone else.
Looks like no channel changes. MCK and Drobot Racer to match number 14. And that is unofficial. MCK FPV and Drobot Racer to match number 14. That is unofficial. With Hyper and Propsicle to match number 13. The semifinal, the redemption bracket. No channel changes for anyone. And nothing guaranteed for anyone either, as that one is under review. We got to visit with our Chief Operating Officer, Claire, as she talked about our MultiGP STEM Alliance. Part of that great MultiGP STEM Alliance, our friends at Drones in School. Proud to be a part of our alliance. We're proud to have them as part of our family and proud to call them a great partner. They sponsored I.O., the International Open, and they sponsored the MultiGP Championship as well. It's an educational program like you've never seen before, a one-of-a-kind opportunity for students to experience the excitement of being on an actual racing team while also applying their classroom learning to real life. The STEM Alliance and Drones in School provides learning opportunities for all students from 6th grade through post-secondary. Student teams build, design, race their very own FPV racing drones to compete in each level of the Drones in School MultiGP STEM Alliance program pathway. Thanks to them, you can find out more about that program, dronesinschool.com and multigp.com/STEM. We also want to thank our good friends at Hobby Wing, voted #1 original manufacturer of brushless ESCs and motor systems, renowned for their 4-in-1 stacks. You'll find out more about them, hobbywingdirect.com. They're in RC cars, trucks, boats, full size as well, and the name that leads the game in the great game of drone racing. Well, the update comes in. Match 11, results official. 2 pilots are in our final 4. Drobot Racer and MCK FPV are in. Hyper and Propsicle going to match number 13, which is on deck after this one, for their chance to redeem themselves to get into that final 4. We're at match 12 of the program. As you look on the big screen, Leviathan, Minjay, Neukel, and Proximo. Your next 4 to go. Match number 12 on our program is where we are at. Want to thank a few of those checking in on our YouTube chat, I was talking about Hobby Wing, and somewhere in there I saw in Hobby Wing we trust. I like it. My chat didn't update, so I can't give credit where credit is due, but I definitely like your style. That was actually a Wing Garth. Wing Garth and Hobby Wing we trust. Unknown subject checking in. He says Noik needs to put it down again. Well, Noik's up in this one. Let's see if he puts it down again. Drones FPV on Espinol, FPV and Cachos. Stoked for Drillbot Racer making our final four. This is great, Drillbot. As we get set to go green here at the end. Lots of comments coming in. OMG, so fast. That's from Matt King. What's up, Matt King? Looking forward to seeing you next summer. The 2024 MultiGP International Open. There's Slowpoke. Says, one heck of a race. Way to go, Drillbot. Yeah, keeping up with our reigning MultiGP champion and now Ironman of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. And of course in the chat, we got a Proximo. Couple people checking in, giving some props to Minjae. One of our, I believe, 3 pilots making the trip here from Korea. And a lot of Levi fans. He's got the record on the speed trap. Now looking to get first or second to go to the semifinal, the redemption round on deck. Top 2 advance. Bottom 2 are going home a little early, finishing up 7th and 8th overall in 2023. Don't let that be you. Destiny is in your thumb tips. Let's go green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. On for the race as we go. Minjae getting the whole shot, and we just lost Leviathan. Down to 2. Minjae and Neuchel side by side. Proximo in the number 3 spot, but he has him in the sights. Neuchel ahead of Minjae. Minjae now loosey-goosey. Proximo now up in the number 2 spot. Minjae back to the cruise, trying to reel him in. Now it's a 3-lap race. It's not 1 on lap number 1. There goes Neuch. There goes Proximo. And here comes Minjae. 1 second back in the number 3 spot. A big shot of them blasting their way through the tunnel. Chasing Neuch. He's through the Emax dive. There's Proximo running second. And Minjae has Proximo in his sights if you want to go on board with him to see if he's able to reel it in. It's still lap 2. 1 more to go. Neuchel with a 1.4 second lead over Minjae getting by Proximo. And so Neuchel, Minjae, Proximo here on the lap number 3. It's the final lap for someone. It's just a warm up for the other 2 as we take them into our climb up down to our Hobby Wing dive. We go Neuchel. He's well out in front. Proximo still solid, but here comes Minjae. He's got some ground. It's Neuchel, Minjae, then Proximo. Minjae going 3rd into 2nd, and results are unofficial on that one. The judges calling for a review. Unofficially, we got Neuchel with the win. Minjae 0.8 of a second back in 2nd. Proximo 2.8 seconds back in 3rd. And Leviathan in 4th. And that one is under review. There's a lot of review underway on that one. So I'm allowed to talk out of school. I'm not in drones in school. 2 things are under review. First, a pilot went up through the dive gates. that is under review. Confirmation first, did the pilot really go up through the dive gate? And secondly, are they allowed to go up through the dive gate? That is the first thing being reviewed. Secondly, Paul Atkins wants to review the hole shot. That is reviewing first. Was there contact resulting in a crash before the HD0 gate, which is our hole shot gate? That too is under review right now as well. First, let's talk about the dive gate. So this one is an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see what the call is. So the question is the question here. Let's just go through the rule, tell you what happened. We may be able to review it and see it ourselves. Min Jae crashed, I guess, near the dive gate, then punched out and went backwards. His quad went backwards as he went backwards through the dive gate. Now the rule in question is 7.1.1.1. Aircraft cannot enter from the rear of the gates. That is a side with no printed graphics or against race traffic. Entering a gate backwards is no longer an instant ground disqualification. But the race director has the discretion on how to handle the situation. If a pilot intentionally enters a gate backwards, a round disqualification may be warranted at the race director's discretion. So a few key words there: intentionally and backwards. So Min Jae the one to watch here. So he crashes through the gate, punches out of the gate at some point against race traffic, and then drops back through. Now he successfully did the gate and then punched out through the gate. Now we had some discussion earlier.
Paul said no.
So he'd already successfully completed that gate. How do you make us a call on that? The rulebook states enters a gate backwards. It doesn't talk about the order of gates. Doesn't say the first gate or the last gate. The question is, does he go through a gate? And so that is now under review because we have a rule as we continue to develop this rule book. The rule is states intentionally enters a gate backwards. Now there is a slight line, a race director's discretion afterwards. Now this did happen not on a dive gate situation, but this did happen at the International Open. We did DQ a round for Mookie. I think it was Mookie FPV, the guy who won our International Open. Oh, sorry, I had my U wrong. Mookie got DQ'd on one round as he went through a gate backwards to reclaim his position on the course. And rules were right there. We did have a discussion at that time. I remember that well. Of course, I remember the 2023 IO better than the 2022 one. But we had a discussion there, and intentional. So intentional, he knew, like he was, it wasn't like a punch out. Had Min Jae punched out of this gate, just, I'm on the ground, now I punch out, you could make the argument there that that was intentional. He just punched out. But as you saw him yaw and line up the gate, then go up, an argument could be made on that is intentional. So judges reviewing that. Now, I also am watching the hole shot here. You're seeing a little bit of contact that top left-hand side. This is the review of our hole shot. So our hole shot is everyone must get through that HD0 gate. Not the start-finish gate. The start-finish gate is not our hole shot gate. It's actually around start-finish and through HD0. And as we take a look there to the sidelines, you can see that Leviathan has lost his video. Was it contact resulting in a crash before that HD0 gate? They are ascertaining that. Now, if that is the case, all this backwards gate talk has been all for naught. It would be a rerun regardless. So right now, Min Jae really hoping that all eyes are off of him. Now we're scrubbing ahead as our officials are looking at those two calls the gate backwards intentionally, and the whole shot as well. In the chat, an argument coming in on Team Minjay saying at full speed, it's him just reacting. At slow motion, it looks like, it is intentional, but a few people saying obviously not intentional. And in the chat, and again, we appreciate the engagement here. Some in the chat are saying rerun. Some in the chat are saying whole shot. Some are saying disqualify. Some are saying it's good. Some are saying what happened. We are going to find out as our officials make some calls that are going to be pretty memorable. That is to decide who's up next. Speaking about coming up next, I was handed a note earlier today. I hope this is my invite. Just announced during our B-Main Championship, we're going to Colombia next February for the MultiGP Latin American Championships presented by GemFan, T-Motor, and Fox Ear, February 24 through 25. Yes, that's 3 days before my wife's birthday. I should be allowed to go. We're going to Chía, Colombia. It's going to be the largest Spanish-speaking drone racing competition in the world. We're stoked to have that, a brand new addition to our 2024 MultiGP season calendar. Then from there, we're going to venture to Texas for the only endurance drone race of its kind, the Mayhem Team Race, which is happening again in Dallas, Texas, April 6th through 7th. Teams of 8 to 10 pilots racing their drones continuously from dawn until dusk. One pilot lands, the other one takes off in a true enduro style with all kinds of excitement in the pits, cautions, and much, much more. We're excited to have that as part of our 2024 season calendar. From there, we go to Purdue for the Drones in School Championship. That's with our elementary school students and our high school students. Our Drones in School Championship, followed by our Collegiate Drone Racing Championship, all on the same weekend, the same venue, April 12th through 14th at Purdue University. Then we round out April by kicking off the global qualifying season for our 2024 MultiGP Championship. And we go back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Ice Storm. We're racing on ice once again in Milwaukee. Then from there, of course, the International Open in the summertime and the 2024 MultiGP Championship in the fall. This year, we tried to qualify 824 pilots. I think we're going to get back to pre-pandemic numbers over 1,100. Remember those days, Slowpoke? That was a lot of data. Drone racing is coming back, and the calls are starting to come in. Well, we turn your attention down to that DVR replay screen powered by League OS, and this is what is deciding it right here. We have a whole shot rule invoked, do we? Contact resulting. I'm being told to get it rerun because what we're watching on the DVR doesn't match the call. We're going to rerun it.
That's the wrong call.
So old rule and new rule. The old rule is the crash had to happen after the whole or before the whole shot gate. Rulebook states contact before the whole shot gate check, resulting in an immediate crash. Doesn't say where, just an immediate crash, and that is invoking the whole shot rule. And so rerun of all 4 pilots is the call after further review. We have we have to rerun this, right? So we had Neukel first, Minjay second, Proximo third, Leviathan fourth. That is now scrubbed. And we are rerunning match number 12. They played it back. They saw contact, resulting in a crash. That was the call. We were watching different frames, and that now takes away the whole question on Minjay. Now, sometimes the whole Minjay discussion could come into play. However, once that whole shot happened, all bets are off. Anything could happen. Go through the gate backwards 3 times for all we matter. So that has been valuable. It's been a great refresher of what our rules are. And so we'll put new lipos in and bring back Leviathan, Minjay, Neukel, and Proximo to the line. We'll be back with match number 12, the rerun, after this. A good time on a Saturday night, the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Always a good time when we venture to the No Quarter Ranch here in Center Springs, Florida. You wanted extra racing. Well, MCK FPV trying to make it an early night for us. We know match number 14 could be just 1 race. It could go upwards of 5 races, but he could just make it 1 race. So why not extend this one? So we may or may not get extra races in match number 14 a la Chase the Ace. So we'll get extra races a la Whole Shot Rule. 4 pilots returning to seats. I think when we went green, 3 of 4 pilots were familiar with 7.1.1.1. Now, I believe all 4 pilots are familiar with 7.1.1.1. Do not go through a gate backwards. Do not go through a gate backwards. I go from 7.1.1.1 to 7.5.1. The whole shot rule may only be invoked once per heat during brackets. Whole shot rule has now been expended. Splendid. Bonus racing tonight. Top 2 advancing on to the semifinal, the redemption bracket. Bottom 2, Chris Thomas high 5s, and 7th and 8th overall in the world. Let's go green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. We're off to the races. They all 4 through. And it looks like a deja vu all over again as Leviathan going down. So getting that opportunity to try it again. We're chasing Min-Jae here at the opening start. Then it's Neukel, Proximo, 1, 2, and 3, unless we get Leviathan back into the air. Min-Jae and Neukel separated by 0.4 of a second. Proximo is at the back, and now Min-Jae crashing out. So regardless of what the calls were, the calls pretty much didn't change from what many people were thinking. And of course, it is a judgment call, and no matter what the verdict is, someone wouldn't be happy. But what we're seeing on the screen right now is 1 or 2 of the calls in play, just down to Neukel and Proximo. Both of them working on lap number 3. Leviathan looked like he was going to try and get back up in the air. He is not going to be fortunate enough to do that, as we're about to shut things down. Neukel's in the semifinal, the redemption bracket, and one more to finish. He was 8 seconds back. Now he's just going to finish it up, conserve the quad. We will put Proximo in match number 13 as well. That is on deck. That is now up. And so third goes to Min-Jae and fourth to Leviathan when it's all said and done. So Leviathan qualifying 7th this week, finishing up in the number 8 spot. Min-Jae qualifying 3rd this week and finishing in the number 7 spot. So again, I know there's a lot of atheists in this community, but the quad gods here, I believe, put their decision down on this, right? So that whole shot, I mean, I'm not the one making the calls here. Our team was there. But that whole shot was kind of either way, right? So the quad god said, nope, let's not give him the whole shot. Min-Jae going through the gate backwards. Some people are like, well, was it intentional or not? And the quad god said, nope, we're not going to allow it. Taking Neukel and Proximo up. Now, I say that, but I got to tell you this. Results are unofficial. Neukel is under review on that run. Proximo, I believe you're fine. I need you to go to race band 8. You're going to be up next. Neukel, if you pass the test, you're going to stay on race band 6, and you're going to be racing next with Hyper and Propsicle. That was match number 12 times 2. And we're going to be back here in just a few after we visit with our newest partner, our friends at Finz FPV.
So we got Drop Hyper, Vinchan, Proximo.
What do you think about that? Love it. What's your name?
If I had flown and Chill Racers, he would have beat Proximo and Min-Jae would have gone down.
Is it Finz?
Yeah, Finz is my nickname since years ago.
Finz FPV.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember how many times those horses break at the end and then fucking they either take your money or they make your money, but they don't tire themselves out. You want those horses to break.
Yeah.
Or if you put your money on, you want them to hold. Break. Well, it comes back to the horse. You know, this format with the betting is surprisingly similar. It's like you got these 2-minute turnovers.
Hey guys, it's my pleasure to be joined with Paolo here from Finz FPV, all the way from Italy. A new sponsor for MultiGP. Thank you very much for your support. And you also came as a pilot. Maybe tell us a little bit about your experience here.
Yeah, and the event is great. We didn't expect so much fun. The track are very different from Italy. It's very fast, but we try to do our best and come here to show you also our frames, which I know is very spread in Italy, but not yet everywhere.
Yeah, I noticed you have quite the unique frame. You have a line of Fox, they're called Fox frames, and one that has overlapping props or whatever. That's a unique design. You flew it here at the competition?
Yes, I flew here. We actually are flying this since 1 year because it has some, it needs some test before making it flying how we expected, and also to make it durable as we wanted. And this is the version after the original Fox, which is has the aim to be smaller but also lighter. So this is like the top quality, let's say, frame from Finz, let's say, from me.
Looks awesome, and I guess anyone wants to find out more information, finzfpv.com. And thanks very much. Let's get back to the racing.
Thanks.
Thank you, FPV Cam. Thank you, Finz FPV, for your support. It is an exciting time. FPV Gan used to live on the west coast of Canada. Now he's like almost my neighbor. We're only about 3 hours apart. Probably going to go for coffee there in the next couple of weeks and remember all the great memories here at the 2023 MultiGP Championship. A bunch of Canadians with us, in addition to Bend FPV, Rose, and Flynix that we saw competing in sport and pro over the course of Champs Week. And in the chat, I saw Blonde Angel checking in. She's from Australia. You probably saw her in some of the recent drone racing live streams with the mascot for Team Australia, which is a quokka. That little stuffed, it looks like a stuffed animal in real life. Little, almost an oversized squirrel that lives on an island just off the northwest end of Australia on Rottnest Island. People go over and take selfies with
Quokkas, Quokka. Search for that on Instagram. You'll see celebrities and a lot of people. An animal in the wild that likes to take selfies. A really cute little bear. A lot of people thought, you know, it's a koala from their Australia. So, you know, little interesting notes with their team mascot. And Canada also bringing a mascot here to the 2023 MultiGP Championship. I believe that this mascot met the quokka, and definitely the scale is not right. Quokka to a polar bear. This is, yeah, about the same size as a grizzly bear or a black bear in real life. This is the polar bear representing Team Canada here at the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Has the HD0 bling belt on, a Gem Fan collar, and more importantly, thanks to Hugo, a true RC antenna. I love those true RC antennas. Used to have them on the old decimators and quasi-quad ground stations. Great antennas, a product of the country of Canada. And thanks to our Canadians, they're working for us in our judges tent over the course of this week. Working hard for us. We got Henry from Italy rocking our social media, helping us tell the story of the 2023 Sport Class Championship and our Pro Class competition as part of the MultiGP Championship. Our tech team, pretty diverse. Our thanks to Ethan FPV, Seeker, Quadfather, and Diver Down. All of our pilots here welcomed over the course of the week at our registration and partnerships table. Thank you to Screecher's mom, Lead Girl, and Elisa with one eye. And how about that track? Designed by Colby Curtola, SFPV. A lot of gates, a lot of towers, a lot of structures. And our thanks to our team assembling and maintaining our track over the 5 days of competition. Thank you to Polar and his dad also making the trip from Canada. Thank you to Lead Boy. Thank you to T-Dog's mom. Thank you to Cali FPV and Shames. Our thanks to Focus and Two Dog RC for their year-round work and contribution. Thanks to Harmjoy running the big machine. Thanks to NVS FPV. Thank you to Hyper as well for all his work over the course of this event. Ferrari, working hard, building gates, tech and quads. Thanks to Fixit, Sir Tomcat, Cayman. Cayman has been judging like the last 4 days. He had to take a nap midday. They woke him up. Cayman is back. Thank you, Cayman. Jeff PV, Phil Ablasta, and Free, and all of those that may have not been on the list. We also want to thank Stark, of course, our volunteers and our voluntoolds in the red shirts. Thanks to them for their contribution. Help us get along with the journey of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Getting set to go green. Match number 13. Semifinal of the Redemption Bracket. Matt King says, go get 'em, boys. You know, 5th and 6th, it's not that bad. It's not the worst. That's what 3rd and 4th will be at the end of this race. Top 6, pretty respectable. Top 2, however, are going to our Final 4 Chase the Ace Championship. Guaranteed $1,000 with a chance to bump that up to $8K. Who's getting closer to that jersey? Let's go green. Pilots, arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5. We're off to the races, and the pressure is on. We're chasing Neukel right now. He's leading it. Then Proximo, Hyper, 1, 2, 3, 4. Super tight. Doing it just right on a Saturday night. Getting ready to go. 2 to go. There's Noik. 2 to go for Proximo and Propsicle. Hyper is 1.3 seconds back from the transfer position with 2 laps to go. The pressure is on, but we're going to see some position changes. Right now, Neukel says, not at the front. I got this one on lock. He is coming in hot. There's a 80-mile-an-hour pass onto lap 3. We go with him. Proximo still running second. Propsicle in third. Hyper in fourth. 5 seconds separating our entire field. And now issues for Hyper. He was in fourth. It's on Neukel, Proximo, and Propsicle for those top 2 places. Hyper's back on his way, so they'll need to finish up. Wave a checker flag for Noik. He's in your Final 4, as is Proximo, crossing the line in the number 2 spot. Oh no, Proximo is in your Final 4, along with Noik, along with Trobot Racer and MCK FPV. Third gonna go to Propsicle, fourth to Hyper here in match number 13. And so that is where the journey is coming to an end. Top 6 finish for Hyper, and Propsicle up a point, qualifying 6th here this week and finishing 5th overall in the field at the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Our Final 4 is set, and results are unofficial. It will be under review, and we'll come back with the results of that after a few words of our great partners, Beta, Emax, and Foxier. Neukel going to race band 1, Proximo race band 7. Neukel race band 1, Proximo race band 7. Well, it sounds like that review is still in play, and that is for third and fourth. And they say results are official. And so 6th overall will be Hyper, 5th overall will be Propsicle, and our final 4 will be Proximo, Neukel, Drillbot Racer, and MCK FPV. We're burning a bunch of ma at the 2023 MultiGP Championship, and we have our representatives of Tattu on the sidelines with our FPV GAN.
Hey guys, I'm joined here with Benson from Tattu, a huge supporter of not only MultiGP, but drone racing and drone racing pilots around the world. Benson, maybe you can just tell us a little bit how the event's gone for you, and maybe you want to share a message with everyone here.
Sure, the race is a great fun to be. I mean, there are lots of things. It's really interesting for me. I haven't been back to this race probably about 4 years. My last race probably about 2019. I also went to the Orlando, the champs. So, I mean, there are lots of exciting, especially the light track. I mean, the race is getting more and more exciting. I mean, sometimes I feel I'm more nervous than the pilots.
I know exactly what you mean. Awesome, Benson. Well, thank you very much for all your support, everything that you do for drone racing. And yeah, let's get back to more racing.
Well, more racing may be in store. Will we have 1 round? Will we have 2? Will we have 3? Will we have 4? Will we have 5? Coming up, we take our final 4 pilots. They race in what we call Chase the Ace with Ironman mode engaged. What that means, if our top qualifier and reigning champion, MCK FPV, wins our first matchup, he is our winner. We'll be done for the night. We'll be awarding jerseys. We'll be cutting those checks. And the celebration will go on. And we'll have our third 2-time MultiGP champion. If Drillbot Racer, Neukel, or Proximo win the next race that is on deck, then it'll go to a round 2, which means Ironman mode will be disengaged, and all 4 pilots will continue racing until someone gets 2 aces, 2 wins, to be crowned our champion. We love the format, a chance to see the best in the game run repeatedly. But right now, the advantage to MCK FPV by winning all of his bracket races. Advantage is his. On round number 1. Want to catch up with all of our friends here in the chat. We say hello to _Alex_. Alex Suarez says, what about 6 rounds if there is a whole shot call too? I guess technically yes, but also no, because we would scrub around. It wouldn't count. Andy Marachilian says, miss hearing Joe's voice while racing. Yeah, back in the day. How can we forget? Good to see you, Andy. Say hello to Shotgun. We say hello to Biz FPV. Derpy Hooves is with us. We want to see in the chat your selections. We want to see your finish order. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have MCK, Drillbot Racer, Neukel, and Proximo. Let's see those finish orders in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great partners with us here tonight, all weekend long. Of course, we want to thank one of our champ sponsors, our friends at Orca. They got some new products that they're going to talk to us about next. As they tell me, Orca is in the sidelines with our FPV GAN.
Hey guys, I'm joined here by Liz from Orca, just to learn a little bit more about how everything's going for you.
We've got good things going on right now. We've got a lot of different projects going on. One of our biggest, I had brought out here, some of the pilots got to test out for us and look at, is our new F722 analog FC and a digital FC. So they are totally plug and play. You get to just plug your HD0 VTX into it, or plug, if you're running analog, just plug in your cam and your ESC and the hybrid board, because that is what we would recommend. So yeah, just been out here promoting those things, working on our new DLC for our simulator. So if you guys don't know about that, that is the FPV Skydive on stream, totally free. And you can get the new Whoop DLC that we just launched for $5.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows where to go to find out more information, because we're all familiar with Orca, but if they don't, where can they find out more information?
They can find it out at orcafpv.com, or if you guys want to buy some products, it is shop.orcafpv.com.
Beautiful. Pleasure meeting you, and looking forward to the next race.
All right, thank you so much.
You and me both. Thank you, FPV GAN. Is it the final race of the night? Do we go multiple rounds? Or is it a one and done race? Looking for Drillbot. There he is, working his way out of the flight line. We got a pack charged up. Couple more on the charger, just in case someone is able to defeat our Iron Man. $824 pilots attending one or more of those 121 global qualifiers here on the 5 days that comprise our 2023 MultiGP Championship. We've taken our pro field from 60 down to our final 4. It is now time to meet your starting grid for Chase the Ace round number 1 for the 2023 MultiGP Championship. We're going to start things off with the little engine that could, qualifying in the number 15 spot overall here this week. That's a big jump up from 13th on the global list, 15th this week, and 4th in our B main to bump up not only to our championship top 16, but to find himself here in the final 4. He's all the way from the great state of Ohio. The Buckeye State brings us Proximo. Also coming in out of the consolation bracket, jumping onto the scenes in 2019, his rookie year, finishing inside of the top 15. Since then, 3 more top 5 finishes, and last year, your second runner-up, 3rd on our podium. Here he has a chance to get that jersey and that MultiGP championship that has eluded him. All the way from Littleton, Massachusetts, it's Neukel. We got big finishes. He's got 2 top 10s and a top 5. He finds himself once again in the Final Four. The number 4 seed in qualifying this week, up from 8th on the list, from California, Drobot Racer. And finally, the Iron Man is set to go to the skies one more time. The reigning 2-time Ice Storm champion, a former International Open champion drone racer, and the reigning MultiGP champion from a year ago, comes into the final with Ironman mode engaged once again to try and become our 3rd pilot to be a 2-time MultiGP champion of the world from Korea, MCK FPV. Your top qualifier is here. Ironman mode engaged. We're looking for a one-and-done race. If MCK FPV wins round number 1, he is your reigning 2-time champion. It's on Drobot Racer, Neukel, and Proximo to push it to extra innings for their chance to be top of the box and be our 2023 champion. It could be the first round. It could be our first of 5. The next 90 seconds will tell how the story ends or how it just starts to hit that climax. We're going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. False start. False start. False start. I mean, guys, I watch drone racing on television, at least I used to. I never really saw that happen before. What you doing? Well, you cannot fault those 4 pilots. You know the adrenaline's running, that blood is pumping non-stop. It's just like when we went green at 7:21 tonight with our broadcast of the championship for the 2023 MultiGP Championship here at the No Corner Ranch. Well, we saw that Reese edit commence. Well, we saw those cameos by Cali FPV and Shames and A Drone, those big crashes, and of course that first champion crowned of the week at Scorcher. That got the hair up on the back of your neck. That got the goosebumps going. And as we go into our Final Four round number 1, you know they're just waiting for that sound, that go tone, and, well, a false start to kick things off. Not the first time we've seen it, but hopefully the last, as we will get new packs in and get ready to come back with officially round number 1 of Chase the Ace. You see the great setup here at the No Corner Ranch. Again, our thanks to Lead Boy, Lead Girl, our hosts here for the 3rd time, the MultiGP Championship. We've been to Miami back in 2015. We went to Muncie in 2016, Reno in 2017, Las Vegas in 2018, Daytona in 2019, Valkyria in 2020, and now with our home here since 2021 at the No Corner Ranch. Putting my reservations in for my suite for 2024. That'd be pretty sweet if you could hook me up. So Drobot Racer charged with the false start. So if he false starts here in this first round, that means we won't be calling the race and he would pull up 4th. And so not looking to do that again. And of course, if we go to a round 2, everyone will get their warnings back, specifically Drobot Racer in that situation. My computer can't even keep up with the chat right now. It is going a mile a minute. They're blowing up. Taco FPV having a celebration, watching champs from afar. I want to say hello to the Ice Cheetah. We're excited to have you here tonight. David Leonard liking it, adding to the suspense of our race program here tonight. That's what I love about this drone racing. Nothing is scripted. We don't know who is going to win. We don't know what is going to happen. The only thing that we know is that it will be one for the ages as we get set to crown our 2023 champion. The jersey, the trophy, the $8,000 is waiting on the sidelines. We also got that $25,000 533 incentive fund in play. That is awarded and divvied up to pilots across all of our mains of Sport Class on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Pro Class, our brackets last night and all throughout today. Hitting a podium in one of the mains, wearing 533 gear gets you a couple of bucks. Running 533 gear gets you a bunch more. Crazy idea by Heads Up FPV, but has made it fun. And I've certainly enjoyed all of those Instagram posts by 533 showing us all the people on the podiums, and very few got a donut. A lot of people are running something 533. I say hello to my good buddy Timmy Tron, watching from the land down under, home of quokkas. Canada wins, but a polar bear would totally take out a quokka. But I think Florida wins overall. They got crocodiles. Crocodile would win versus a polar bear and a quokka. Even if they tag teamed. Tag team back again, crocodile for the win. Chase Yace round number 1. The stage has been set as we grid them up again. Good luck, pilots. We're going green. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. After the races we go. Neukel hitting the start-finish gate. He's going to try and get back up. Line of sight, there's no contact other than Neukel in the start-finish gate. And MCK FPV he has the early lead. Proximo having to double back again, so he's running third. Drobot Racer closest to MCK. MCK, your leader after 1. Drobot Racer 1.2 seconds back in the number 2 spot, looking to get the win to push it to round number 2. Right now in pretty fine form. Proximo's 3 seconds back from him in third, as we still have another lap and a bit still to go. MCK FPV, your reigning multi-GP champion with Ironman mode engaged, onto lap number 3, getting up to 83 miles an hour. Drobot Racer on that final lap now, 2.9 seconds back. Proximo 2.6 seconds back behind him. What are we going to hear here in a moment? We may hear some jeers, we may hear some cheers, we may have our second time champion. We do. MCK FPV does it. He is your now reigning 2-time multi-GP drone racing champion. 3 laps, 61 seconds, 2 19-second laps, and a 20, and 2 jerseys now. He can go all weekend with those championship multi-GP jerseys with the win. 5 seconds over Drobot Racer in the number 2 spot. Proximo pulls up third, 2.9 seconds behind him, and Neukel in fourth. I have not heard back from our officials if they're completely happy with that entire race. And so, is it decided? We're not sure, but we are getting some quads. We're getting some prizes just in case that was the last race of the 2023 Multi-GP Championship. Cameras rolling everyone vlogging. And after review of the tape, results are official. That is your 2023 MultiGP Championship. Fourth, gonna go to Neuchel. Third, going to Proximo. 15th to third to earn a bunch of cash. Your reserve champion, his first time in the top 3. How about your reserve champ, Drobot Racer? And another win for MCK FPV. We'll get our 4 pilots in place here for podium presentation. A chance to find out a little bit more as the celebration continues here on a Saturday night. While we do that, again, we want to thank all those volunteers that got us to this final point. Our thank you to Free and Philiblaster, Jeff PV, Cayman, Sir Tomcat Fixit, Ferrari, Hyper, NVS FPV, Harmjoy, 2Dog RC, Focus, Shames, Cali FPV, T-Dog, Smom, Lead Boy, Polar and his dad. Thanks to Lead Girl, Screecher Mom, Elisa with one eye, Diver Down, Quad Father, Seeker, Ethan FPV, Henry, Flynix, Rose, Bend FPV, FPV Gan, Stark, and all of the red shirts getting us to this point. Getting set to award a ton of money here tonight. $15,000 gonna be written. Those checks, those PayPal placements going underway. Thanks to our sponsors of the 2023 championship. I want to thank Torval. All your drone and camera accessories in one place. Orca, Never Stop Flying. Tattu, a high reputation in the markets. TBS, Serious Toys. Our friends at Drones in School. And Hobby Wing, our sponsors of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. And of course, support all year long. Thanks to Superior One Roofing. Why have just a regular roof when you can have a superior one? HD Zero, feel the HD resolution with that near zero latency. Beta FPV, brinking your imagination. Foxeer, professional manufacturer of UAV parts. Emax, take it to the max with Emax at emax-usa.com. And GemFan, you're a fan, I'm a fan, we're all a fan of GemFan. We also want to thank Finz FPV hanging out with us here at Champs, along with Tattu, Wrecked, Hobby Wing with the part support on site, and 533. Can't wait for that restock of the flight controllers for the Tiny Trainer. Just JFPV and I are getting ready to go to the skies. My son Marshall just JFPV training for the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Had we hit a GQ, I think he would have been here in sport. We're setting 2024 as our goal in his sights.
With plenty of time to spare. Oh, hell yeah. Plenty of freaking time. Good race, man.
Well, we invite our pilots, our spectators, our fans, our friends to work their way in front of the flight line as we now get set for our awards presentation of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Chris Thomas, our founder and CEO of MultiGP Drone Racing, has worked his way down to our podium presentation area as we get set to bring up first the pilot who qualified in the number 13 spot on the list worked his way 15th in qualifying this week, bumps up from the B main into our championship top 16, grinds his way into the final four to be your second runner-up, third on our podium, earning well over $2,000. Third place, Proximo.
Man, Proximo, I've been watching you fly, and year after year, you just consistently continue to improve, and now we've seen you here in the Final Four. What does it feel like to compete at this level?
No words, honestly. I mean, the competition's insane. I don't know how I'm still here, to be honest. I just stayed consistent, tried not to crash, and that's all I really have to say for that.
Well, and to make sure you don't forget, I'm sure there's a list of people you want to thank.
Wrecked and VCI. Their motors weren't even hot after that run. I don't even know how that happened. Jim Fan and 533. They keep me in the air, and that's the best thing I could ever ask for.
And your family.
And obviously my family. Spencer, he was spotting me all day. Best spotter ever, honestly. So thank you to him and friend.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. You've got your trophy, you've got your coin, and of course, your $2,000 richer. Congratulations.
Congratulations, your second runner-up. Third on our podium, Proximo. Photos being taken, flash bulbs popping, all smiles for your second runner-up, third on our podium. A year ago, top 25. A year later, third overall. Congratulations. Next up, in his rookie year, he was top 20. Since then, another two top 10 finishes, and tonight becomes his third as he is your reserve champion of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. $4,000 richer as well. Drobot Racer, your reserve champion.
Well, Drobot, when you first started racing, you were like this tall. So I've seen you develop and improve. I've seen you get this close in the World Cup at I.O. But you've reached a new level. Like I asked before, I really want to know, because what's exciting is how does this feel?
I mean, this is all I've ever wanted to be, you know, in the last 8 years that I've been doing this. And
I love Phil.
I'm waiting to like wake up, you know. I can't believe this is real. I'm shaking still, as even after the race is over. But you know, this was by far the fastest race, you know, we've ever done, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, we've watched your father here with you as well, and the first thing that I looked for at the end of that race is I was looking for him to get his reaction, and for whatever reason, he just decided it was a great idea to just run away. Did you catch his reaction?
No, he gave me a big hug before he ran up.
All right, well, congratulations. I've also got this medal for you, and we have some cash for you, which you'll be receiving as well. So, awesome job.
Congratulations to our reserve champion of the 2023 MultiGP Championship, the one and only Drobot Racer. Well, finally, there is one. Earlier this week, we awarded him a jersey from 2022. All of our champions getting jerseys. He becomes our third two-time MultiGP champion. He is unstoppable. If he is there, you know he is top of the box. Our now two-time MultiGP champion and Ironman champion in 2023, MCK FPV.
All right, MCK. I've heard you referred to, and I've started even doing it myself, as the final boss of drone racing. And yet this year again, you're not defeated. What is it going to take for someone to finally beat you out of that racetrack?
I'll just practice harder for the next race. That's all I can say because that's all I do, for real.
Well, I think that you show what real dedication can do, right? It's not a joke. We see the hours, we see the effort. It's impressive, it's amazing, and it's only going to get more difficult. So however many hours you're putting in now, you're probably going to need to put in some more hours. But before we do that, that jersey's looking kind of old and stale. Here you go. This is the 2023, and this is a tradition we've started at MultiGP. We actually went back in time and provided these jerseys to all the prior champions as well. And we just want to make it a habit, and it's something that I expect from here until the next championship, that you should wear at least 1 to 2 hours a day, every single day. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, sure, for sure.
All right, so with some seriousness, I'm sure you've got some friends, some family back home, some sponsors. Make sure you take time and thank them. Who do you want to thank?
Firstly, my parents and the sponsors, because like my parents always supporting with me when I practice or when I travel to other countries, and other sponsors always like sponsor me like a lot of parts, and especially like this time when I was practicing for MultiGP champs, I literally practice every single day, like 12 hours a day in the field. And my parents were like helping me fixing gates and setting the track, and I really want to thank them for it. Thank you.
That's great, man. It's great to see that you realize where a lot of that support comes from. So I have a question for you, a personal question. Right, you've been around, you've seen a lot of different racing, you've seen a lot of different ways to run a race. There's a lot of ways, and there's the MultiGP way. In your opinion, what's the best way to run a race?
Oh, for sure MultiGP.
All right, let's get some pictures.
Well, congratulations to your two-time and reigning MultiGP champion, MCK FPV. In his hand, the jersey, the medallion, and $8,000 in cash as he gets set to lift up the trophy for those big photos. We'll bring in your final four. A shout out to Neukel, fourth place, getting $1,000. We'll bring in Proximo, your second runner-up, earning $2K. Your reserve champion, Drobot Racer, earning $4K. And our two-time and reigning champion, MCK FPV, with $8,000. We'll bring in those final four for the big photos. And these were your top of the box, your cash earners, making those dividends by racing drones, your final four of the 2023 MultiGP Championship. Well, on behalf of our entire cast and crew of MultiGP Drone Racing, we want to thank all of those chapters that hosted those global qualifiers, all 121. We want to thank the No Quarter Ranch for hosting the 2023 championship for the third consecutive year. We want to thank all those great sponsors, our championship sponsors, our season sponsors, and those that have supported us here along the way in 2023. And of course, the red shirts, all of our volunteers and voluntold, making the 2023 MultiGP Championship a success. That does it for 2023. We are back next year, next spring. We're going to Colombia in February for the MultiGP Latin American Championships. Stoked for that in February. Then the April push with Mayhem, the first weekend, Collegiate Drone Racing Championship and the Drones in School Championship on that second weekend of April. And of course, we round out April with the Ice Storm, and from there, International Open, and we'll venture back to the south as we get set to crown our 2024 MultiGP champion once again. It has been an outstanding 2023. So many records set. Speeds of 108 miles an hour. $15,000 awarded. 1 million laps on this track. And another two-time champion of our organization. And of course, most importantly, 10,000 subscribers to the MultiGP YouTube channel. That'll do it for us from the No Quarter Ranch in Citrus Springs, Florida. We will see you in 2024 as the name that leads the game, MultiGP, brings you drone racing, the past, the present, and the future. Congratulations to our champions. Have a great night.